Are you ready? All right, here we go. It's the first Thursday night concert of the Fraley Festival of Traditional Music, and welcome everybody. I'm happy to have everybody here, and these people have so nicely agreed to play in our jam. So anyhow, I'm Barb Coons. Things that go right are the result of you all and all these people. And the things, if something goes wrong, it's my fault. So anyhow, so we're going to start out with a couple old fiddle tunes, and this one's called Soldier's Joy. And it's... It's pretty good. We haven't practiced together before, and we all ended together. So, all right. Well, the next piece we'll do is one called St. Anne's Reel. one more. I'll do one more. I'll speed up just a hair. All right, the next one. People are pretty good at taking direction up here. I'm very lucky. The next one is Mississippi Sawyer. Thank you. All right, thank you, jammers. Go out and jam somewhere else. Yeah, that was so great. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, one of the nice things I'm pleased to do tonight is to introduce someone who's going to be an MC for the first time, and that is Todd Wilson. He is from Clinton County, Ohio, and we've known him for a while. His children are all starting to play, which is wonderful, and he does happen to be the grandson of J.P. and Annadine Fraley. So we're very pleased that he has agreed to be the MC tonight. So Todd will take it away.
Hello, good evening. What a beautiful night tonight. It's I can't beat it. It's really feels like fall out here. So I've been coming here since I was a little baby, but this is the very first time I've been on the stage. So bear with me as I yeah. The biggest challenge for me, I think, is hearing my voice coming back. So but I'll adapt to that. So I don't play a string instrument, but I do play the eardrum. So that yeah. So first up tonight we have Doug Smith on the steel guitar, and Floyd Alexander. Doug's from Clark County, and Floyd is from Champaign, Urbana, right? And they are behind the scenes of this festival as well. So it's an honor to have you guys start out tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. The Fraley Festival casts a wide net, and I thought I'd like to play several tunes I learned from people who came to this festival. And I want to start out with something by Bodie and Jennings Morgan. Some of you may not remember them. They're from Asheboro, North Carolina. And Bodie had a wonderful voice, great smile, great singer. And her husband played with a flat pick and finger picks, kind of Chet Atkins style. The combination was incredible. And they played Hawaiian tunes, played Western tunes. And they sent me a tape I listened to for a while. I couldn't figure out what this tune was. And finally, at the 20th listening, I heard her say, Crazy Blues. Okay, so we're going to try to play you the Crazy Blues. It's actually an Arthur Smith tune, and it's been recorded by Mac Wiseman and I think Roland White. But we'll see if we can do anything with it. Are you ready, Floyd? Oh, you're too kind. That was a little rough. So, first time we saw JP and Annie and Fraley, we were awed. And of course, you know, their repertoire ranged from old country music and old pop tunes into old ballads and fiddle tunes and swing tunes. And here's one I like of his. It's called the Goldenrod Waltz. Okay. Let me get this finger pick working for me. Thank you. Should have started off with that one. Okay, and another person we met here, little guy with a big banjo, Will Keys. And he used to come up with Bill Necessary. And he would play in bands and was kind of in the background. And one day, it's a real hot day, I remember, he and I sat down and played a few tunes and just knocked my socks off. And it wasn't too long after that we started playing with Will regularly, and he wound up getting a National Heritage Fellowship for his incredible, unique music. And well, that was a big deal for us. And we'll try to do one of his. This is actually Grandpa Jones' tune called Evergreen. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug and Floyd. I always like the steel guitar because it can make you tap your foot, or it can make you. This has that real sad cowboy song, you know. It's a real beautiful instrument that you don't hear too often. All right, next up is Brian Mullet. I just met you. I had no idea where you're from. I guess you can explain that. I did hear him play. I think you're going to hear some good tunes here in a little bit.
All right. Yeah, so tonight I'm kind of like that stuff that's in the middle of a Twinkie or sawdust in your differential. I'm filler, right? I'm filling. So I don't have a lot of. It didn't have. So you have to forgive me for my words there. I can quote movies forward and backward and old commercials that you probably thought were so obscure from the early 60s and 70s, but you asked me to memorize the lyric, and I'm like, does it work? I've been a musician since I was in fourth grade, but I just cannot remember lyrics. So here we go. I am originally from Catlettsburg, just down the road. Live in Danville, Kentucky right now. Just retired as a elementary music teacher. So this year, while everybody was going back to school, my wife and I went to Montana, went to Glacier and camped out and hiked. So that was pretty cool. All right, so here we go. Oh, the fox went out one chilly night, prayed for the moon to give him light, for many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh, many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh. He ran till he came to the farmer's pen. The ducks and the geese were kept therein. Said, a couple of you are gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. A couple of you are gonna grease my chin before I reach this town. Oh. He grabbed the great goose by the neck, threw a duck across his back, and he didn't mind the quack, 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 and the little one dingling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He didn't mind the quack, quack, and the legs all dangling down, oh. Well, the old gray woman jumped out of bed, and out of the window she popped her head, crying, John, John, the great goose is gone, fox is on the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. John, John, the great goose is gone, fox is on the town, oh. He ran till he came to his nice warm den, and there were the little ones, 8, 9, 10, saying, Daddy, Daddy, better go back again. Looks like a mighty fine town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Daddy, Daddy, go back again. Must be a mighty fine town, oh. Well, the fox and his wife, without any strife, they cut up the goose with the fork and the knife, and they never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh, bones, oh, bones, oh. They never had such a supper in their life, the little ones chewed on the bones, oh. All right, let's do something really, really creepy. Ballads. Yeah. Where would there be ballads if people didn't die, right? Or if somebody wasn't murdered? And with this being a traditional thing there, I pulled this one out. I think this one goes back to the 1600s, possibly. It's called The Cruel Mother, or Down by the Greenwood Side-O. And can't imagine a mom doing this, but we'll just see. There was a lady lived in York, all the way in Alonio. She fell in love with the father's clerk down by the Greenwood Side-O. He loved her up with all his charms, all the way in Alonio. He loved her till she filled his arms down by the Greenwood Side-O. She leaned her back against an oak all the way in Alonio. At first it bent and then it broke down by the Greenwood Side-O. She placed her foot upon a thorn all the way in Alonio, and there she had 2 babes born down by the Greenwood Side-O. She took a ribbon from her hair all the way in Alonio, and bound it round their hands and legs down by the Greenwood Side-O. She took out her little penknife all the way in Alonio, and there she took those 2 babes' lives down by the Greenwood Side-O. She wiped the knife upon her shoe all the way in Alonio. The more she wiped, the redder it grew down by the Greenwood Side-O. She went back to her father's hall, all the way in Alonio. She saw two babes playing ball down by the greenwood side. Oh babes, if you were mine, all the way in Alonio, I'd dress you up in silk so fine, down by the greenwood side. Oh mother, when we were thine, all the way in Alonio, you dressed us neither in coarse nor fine, down by the greenwood side. Oh mother, for your sin, all the way in Alonio, heaven's gate you'll not enter in, down by the greenwood side. Oh babes, can I ever go there, all the way in Alonio? No mother, you can't come here, down by the greenwood side. We'll stand in heaven and ring a bell, all the way in Alonio, when your poor soul is doomed by for hell, down by the greenwood side. Creepy. All right. All right, and I forget who originally wrote this, but Alison Krauss did it, and I like her version there. So, my heart is sad and I am lonely for the only one I love. When will I see her? Oh no, never, till we meet in heaven above. So bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. She told me that she dearly loved me. How could I believe untrue, until the angels softly whispered, she will prove untrue to you. So bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. Tomorrow was our wedding day, oh God, where can she be? She's out a-courting with another, and no longer cares for me. So bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me, and perhaps she'll weep for me. There you go.
Very nice, Brian. That's good stuff. All right, next up is Shawna McCown. She is from the sprawling suburb of Star Branch, Rush, Kentucky. I don't know if you know this, but J.P. Fraley spent his adult life in Rush. I don't know if you heard that or not.
I've heard
Okay.
it all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's one thing I love about the fiddle community. Nobody knows about Rush except for the old time fiddle community.
Oh, good.
It's
Yeah.
for the JP
Yeah, good, yeah. Good. I spent a few summers there.
Right,
Yeah. Right on the border there. All right. Please welcome Shawna.
Thank you all so much. Whew. I want to just say that I've been when Barb asked me to perform, I just assumed I had to do a fiddle. I didn't know I could bring my guitar, but that's okay. That this is literally, I'm so nervous. Fiddle is new for me. I'm gonna do all beginner tunes and probably a little bit slower than what you're used to hearing them. But I want to start incorporating fiddle into my music more. So this is my dive, my leap off into the deep end. So please thank you. So I'm gonna start with Groundhog because I think he ended with like a spooky kind of tune, or you played a spooky kind of tune. I think Groundhog sounds kind of spooky too, so I like to play it this time of year. Oh, sorry. Thank you. These next two have some singing in between, so I'm going to be trying to I don't even know the terminology. Well, chop. Is that what you do? Is that what it's called? While I'm singing. So both of these tunes I learned at Cowan Creek Mountain Music School in Whitesburg, which is where I met Barb. Had an old hen, she had a wooden leg, best old hen that ever laid an egg. Laid more eggs than any hen around the yard. Another drink of whiskey couldn't do me any harm. Cluck, old hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since way last spring. Cluck, old hen, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since way last fall. My old hen, she's a good old hen. She lays eggs for the railway men. Sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes enough for the whole dang crew. Cluck, old hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since way last spring. Cluck, old hen, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since way last fall. That's actually the song we were learning when we heard that Roe versus Wade was overturned. So now every time I sing that song, I think about that. Think about how women are viewed in this country. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I can get on a soapbox. I won't do that to you folks. Okay, this next one is Lazy John, and another one that I learned at Cowan Creek, but I told y'all that already. Work all day in the noonday sun, 15 cents when Saturday comes. Going to the dance now to have some fun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? My gal lives at the end of the road. Her eyes are blue and her hair is bowed. And we sure have us a lot of fun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Going to the dance on Saturday night. Ain't coming home till the ball daylight. Then I'm gonna take my girl back home. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? All right, is that it? Okay, woo! Thank you guys so much. Rip the Band-Aid right off.
Very nice, Shawn. Very nice, Shawna. Sorry about that. Next up, we have Tangled Roots. They are a staple to the Fraley Festival. So we have Jerry, Jody, and Mike, and Barb is playing in this one. Sherry's got the flute. It's you don't hear it too often, except here, and it's really good to hear that. It's just oh yeah, and my wife plays the flute, so we're very familiar with that.
Hooray for Todd. As usual, we are so honored to be here. This is a happy place. Good old friends. We're going to start off with a little Irish vibe. We're honored to be playing with Barb, our mover,
you weren't
shaker,
kidding.
and weaver together of all things. This tune's a lot older than the lyrics. So that they used to let me tell jokes, but then I got canceled. I'm not allowed to tell jokes anymore. Todd, come up here and tell a joke. Anything
Quick.
not to hear a joke.
In Banbridge town, in the county down, one morning last July, down to Bowling Green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet, from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf that I shook myself, for to see 'twas I really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I see like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling rare. And I says I, to a passerby, who's the maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he says he, that's the gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann, from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. At the harvest fair, she'll be surely there, so I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shine bright and my hat cocked right, for a smile from my nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow turns a rust-colored brown, till the smiling bride by my own fireside sits the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I see like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. No maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we'll keep that little Isles vibe going. I need to get my breath for this one. That was a good one. And now, slowing things down a little, we'll do whiskey before breakfast.
Not advisable.
Because it is an old favorite here at the festival, and some of you might remember our good old buddy Alan Freeman up here with his dulcimer, playing his heart out,
Singing the lyrics.
singing the lyrics.
Well, early one day the sun would shine as I was walking down the road, not feeling too fine. I saw two old men with a bottle between them. This is a song that I heard them singing. Lord preserve us and protect us. Been drinking whiskey for breakfast. Well, I stopped by the steps where they were sitting, and I couldn't believe how drunk they were getting. Said, old man, you've been drinking long. He said, long enough to start singing this song. Lord, preserve us and protect us. Been drinking whiskey for breakfast. Well, they passed me the bottle, said take a little sip, and it felt so good, just couldn't quit. So I drank a little more. Next thing I knew, there were three of us sitting there singing this tune. Lord, preserve us and protect us. Been drinking whiskey for breakfast. Well, one by one, everybody in town, they heard our ruckus and they all came down. Pretty soon all the streets were ringing with the sound of the whole town laughing and singing. Lord, preserve us and protect us. Been drinking whiskey for breakfast.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you all.
Hooray to all you Fraley people out there.
All right. Up next, we have Martin from Buchanan, Kentucky. And I believe that's halfway between Ashland and Louisa. Yep. I believe you got the dulcimer coming out at the first appearance of the dulcimer tonight. It's a very Kentucky instrument. Yeah, Gene Ritchie. I know who that is.
Chickens are crowing. That's a real simple mountains melody, and that's all the repetitious, but it's real lonesome. All right. Let's skip that song. I only had two tunes on this tuning, and thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Has a good sound on there. All right, up next we have Tom Duffee and Linda Scutt. They're fellow Buckeyes. Don't hold it against us. But a lot of you guys know the history. During right before World War II, the Depression, the music traveled up to the Buckeye State to Michigan. So that's what you'll hear tonight. Tom and Linda are the other part of the Corn Drinkers, and I've known them since I can remember. I was a little boy running around in the parking lot. You guys are probably in your 20s then. Yeah. Yeah.
We were definitely in our 20s when we first started coming here. We were entranced by JP and Anadine Fraley. And it took a turn in our lives, which was, I think, for the better. So Tom has recently taken up the fiddle.
Yeah, so I get to play. I play in a band with two great fiddlers, so I never get to play the fiddle. So I thought we'd come up here on, as soon as I get done banging here, thought we'd come up here and let me practice a little bit. And Linda likes to tell us what chords they are, so she's going to play a guitar. It didn't turn out to be so cold tonight. We're all bundled up, aren't we? But you know, it's pretty mild out, isn't it? For heaven's sakes, it might even be a little bit warm. So I'm going to play the fiddle, and we're going to play a couple tunes, and on the banjo and the fiddle and the guitar, and we'll sing one, but we'll do this instrumental first, and I'm going to play 3 tunes all jammed together. Your job is to say, when is the tune coming? Is that the second tune or the third tune? Well, see, so that's your job. See if you can actually do that. And I'm going to try and play them as close to pitches, so really as I get. So we'll do that.
Yeah, you want to tell them about the tune?
The tunes, do you know names? So fiddle tunes have names, of course, usually more than one. In fact, the first one, I would start out with a J.P. Fraley tune. It's called Mud Fence. That's what he called it. It's a rather widely known tune, but not under that name. But J.P. called it Mud Fence, so we're going to call it Mud Fence as well. Nice melodic tune. We'll go into another Kentucky tune called Waynesboro. But lots of folks, there's lots of musicians out here. There's Binged here, and Betty and Billy. Are you still up there?
Here they are.
Betty? So, Betty, where'd you learn Waynesboro from? Where's your source? Yeah. Yeah, it's a very widely known tune. Ed and Hammonds played it for West Virginia, and Doc Roberts recorded it down near Richmond, Kentucky. But we'll just do our jam tune. And then we're going to play a third tune. I'm going to take all of my time talking. We'll play a third tune called Chinkapin, which Clark Kessinger recorded, but I can't do all the notes he did, so we'll simplify that a little bit. And then we'll wind back up with Mud Fence again and see how that goes. So once again, your job is to figure out what tune he's playing. you. You're very kind.
We're going to do a Charlie Poole song next. Tom just learned this one, and we're going to screw it up. I know that because I barely know the words, but it's been an earworm. Every time I go to bed, I'm hearing this tune in my head, and it's a great, very fun song.
So, Jim, that Doug tells me you played this 50 years ago. This is Charlie Poole's Ramblin' Blues. So, Doug Smith tells me you played this flawlessly, he said, 50 years ago. So, we decided to put a few flaws in it. You know, we don't want to compete.
Maybe more than a few.
You know, it has an interesting history because it was written by W.C. Handy, the father of the blues. W.C. Handy, a trained musician, an intelligent musician. We actually had the opportunity to visit W.C. Handy's home place in northern Alabama a couple years ago. It was great. It's just his old house where he grew up. We got there and it was closed, and I don't forget how we got.
I think Al called a number. There was a number on
the door. Number on the door, and so this lady came and opened it up for us. We were the only ones there. It was great. So W.C. Handy wrote the Memphis Blues, and Charlie Poole, a poor North Carolina banjo player, he's a rambler, and Charlie Poole was one of the great, I'd say he was called a precursor of bluegrass music. Before there was bluegrass music, but he played in a finger-picking style, very much like bluegrass in a way. Anyway, he couldn't understand the words that W.C. Handy actually wrote, so he made some up. So we're going to do, so this is W.C. Handy's version of the Memphis Blues, somehow channeled through Charlie Poole into modern times.
With flaws.
And we'll start with an instrumental. I'm not sure if we're right into it.
It's an A, isn't it? How about a hand for Paul Tierney up there doing sound for us? Thank you, Paul. The man works tirelessly, I think.
All right, we didn't have that worked out, but flawlessly, right, Jim? It's flawless.
I don't think so. Maybe Jim can come help.
Maybe Jim
Where's
can come
Bart?
help.
I seen the light.
I see the light of old gay Broadway, old Market Street, down at the Frisco Bay. Seen the Prado, gambled on the burst, oh, in Paris, France. Oh, the 7 wonders of the world I've seen. Many other places that I have been. Take my advice, don't go to Beale Street first. It's in Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, your knee-high gown, beautiful gown. Oh, you got tailor-made in your hand-me-downs. Oh, you find honest man, well, pickpockets too. Oh, your business never closes till someone gets you. Oh, your knee-high gown, Chitlin Cafe. Talk about your whiskey and your bygone days. Be not a fan, I got money to spend. Oh, you'll find gold enough to pay along the New Jerusalem. Oh.
If Beale Street could talk, married men would have to pick their beds up and walk. Oh, except one or two who never drink booze, and the blind man on the corner who sings the Memphis blues. I'd rather be than any place I know. I'd rather be than any place I know. Oh, it takes the Pope just to make me go. If Beale Street could talk, if Beale Street could talk, oh, married men would have to pick their beds up and walk. Oh, except one or two who never drink booze, and the blind man on the corner who sings the Memphis blues. Oh, see the river,
Baby pie.
oh, baby, by and by. Oh, see the river, Mississippi, I'll tell you reason why. Oh, the river's wet and Beale Street's gone dry.
Thank you. Beale Street.
Well, we ended together. That was good.
Thanks, Tom and Linda. It's always great to hear some of the history of those tunes. All right, next up we have Mark Hieatt. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's got a great jersey on tonight. You play right field for the Reds? Yeah. No. Well, the back of his jersey says Fraley, Jake Fraley. So. All right, so we got a banjo up tonight now.
All right, hi everyone. My name's Ed. He said I'm from Cincinnati, which is true, but I also lived about half my life in Memphis, Tennessee, so I really appreciate that last one. I'm descended from some in Cincinnati. J.P. Fraley, but my grandpa Jim Fraley, who's right there, he is from Beattyville, Kentucky, which is not too far from here. So there's a good chance there's a connection there. Anyways, the first song I've got is one of the first songs that really got me into doing clawhammer stuff on my banjo, because I really got into it for bluegrass at first. But Doc Watson's recording of Shady Grove was something that I really loved. So, are we switching mics? All right. Good to go? Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Cheeks as red as a blooming rose and eyes of the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, sweetest little girl in town. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. I wish I had a big fine horse and corn to feed him on, and Shady Grove to stay at home and feed him while I'm gone. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Went to see my Shady Grove, she was standing in the door, her shoes and stockings in her hand and her little bare feet on the floor. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. When I was a little boy, I wanted a Barlow knife, and now I want a little Shady Grove to say she'll be my wife. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Kiss from pretty little Shady Grove, as sweet as brandy wine, and there ain't no girl in this old world that's prettier than mine. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Thank you. All right, so my next song is not really an old time song, but I hope you'll forgive me. This is a song that was not written by, but popularized by Elvis, which probably goes for most Elvis songs. And this one's called "That's All Right." Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Well, Mama, she done told me. Papa done told me too. Son, that gal you're fooling with, she ain't no good for you. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. I'm leaving town, baby. I'm leaving town for sure. Well, then you won't be bothered with me hanging around your door. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. I da dee 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 dee. I need your loving. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. All right, now, this last song is a song that's very special to our branch of Fraleys. A favorite song of my grandpa Jim Fraley, who I already shouted out, and his dad James Dudley Fraley, so my great grandfather. And it's just a fun, silly song. Always gets a good time going. This one is "Preacher and the Bear." Well, the preacher went out a hunting. It was on one Sunday morn. It was against his religion, but he took the shotgun along. He got himself a mess of mighty fine quail and one old scraggly hare. But on the way home, he crossed the path of a great big grizzly bear. Well, the bear got down, looking ready to charge. The preacher never seen nothing quite that large. They looked each other right smack in the eye. Didn't take that preacher long to say bye. The preacher, he run till he spotted a tree. Said, "Up in that tree's where I ought to be." By the time that bear made a grab for him, the preacher was a-sitting on top of that limb, scared to death. He looked about, he looked to the sky and began to shout, "Hey, Lord, you delivered Daniel from the bottom of the lion's den. You delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale, and then the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace, so the good books do declare. Hey, Lord, if you can't help me, for goodness sake, don't help that bear." Well, about that time, the limb broke off and the preacher came a-tumbling down. Had a straight razor out of his pocket by the time he laid on the ground. He landed on his feet right in front of that bear, and Lord, what an awful fight. The preacher and the bear and the razor and the hair just a-flying from left to right. Well, first they was up, and then they was down. The preacher and the bear running round and round. The bear, he roared, and the preacher, he groaned, having a tough time holding his own. He said, "Lord, if I get out of here alive, then to the good book I'll abide. No more hunting on the Sabbath day. Come Sunday, I'm heading to the church to pray." Up to the heavens, the preacher glanced, said, "Lord, give me just one more chance." So the preacher got away. He looked around, see a tree where he'd be safe and sound. Jumped on a limb, turned about, looked to the sky and began to shout, "Hey, Lord, you delivered Daniel from the bottom of the lion's den. You delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale, and then the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace, so the good books do declare. Hey, Lord, if you can't help me, for goodness sake, don't help that bear." Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. That was really good. All right, next up, we have, continuing with the family theme, we have Samantha Wilson coming out on the dulcimer. I think I know this one. This is my daughter. It's the great-granddaughter of J.P. Fraley and Anna Dean Fraley. No pressure.
Old Joe Clark. Sorry. For the next two songs, I'm going to invite my sister onto stage. Her name is Juliette. This next song is called John Stinson Number 2. This last song is called I'll Fly Away. Juliette will be doing the singing. Some morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's yes so sure. I'll fly away. Oh, fly away, oh Gloria. Fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life has gone, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars have gone, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh Gloria, fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh Gloria, fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh Gloria, fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
Very nice, girls. They're still working on the band name. All right, up next we have Linda Scutt, Ed Baggott, and Ross County's finest, Paul Brown. Oh, Jenny Allinger.
This is a pickup band. Old Melinda. No, I'm sorry. Whiteface. Thank you, Andrew. Anyway, I met my friend Jenny Allender here. Boy, it's probably been 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 30 probably years ago. Our mutual friend Alan Freeman came and he's like, "You gotta meet Jenny," and we've been friends ever since. Why, thank you. And now we've drugged Paul and Ed into it. That was inspired by the Lonesome Ace string band. Always a source of inspiration. Oh, well. Paul, would you like to sing one?
I would love to sing one, Linda. Thank you. Thanks for asking. How about a little 8 More Miles to Louisville? I've traveled over this countryside seeking fortune fair. Up and down the two coastlines, traveled everywhere. Portland East, Portland West, and back along the line. Going back to the places best, that old hometown of mine. 8 more miles, Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles of this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles of Louisville, the hometown of my heart. There's bound to be a gal somewhere that you like best of all. Mine lives down in Louisville. She's little and she's small. She's kind, you can't find her rambling through the land. I'm on my way this very day to win her heart and hand. 8 more miles, Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles of this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles, Louisville, the hometown of my heart. Well, I can picture in my mind a place we'll call our home. A humble little hut for two we'll never want to roam. The place that's right for that love side is in them bluegrass hills. Swiftly flows Ohio by a place called Louisville. 8 more miles of Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles of this old road, and I'll never more be blue. Knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. Eight more miles, Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles of this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles, Louisville, the hometown of my heart. 8 more miles, Louisville, the hometown of my heart.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna put a medley here together. Paul and I play in a contra dance band, and this is one that we came up with. The first one is Old Melinda. It's a Missouri tune, and the second one is a modern tune written by John Reichman called "Little Pine Sister." 2 and 3.
2 and 3. Got it.
We can keep track.
All right, next up is Roy Clark Jr. He's from Parkersburg, Virginia. I guess while we take a minute to set up here, I have gained some new perspective tonight. Hearing my voice coming back to me, I now know how I sound to my wife. So it's all good though, I guess. Yeah. I'll tell you later.
Other tricks too. What are we doing? Is that good? Is that good? Yeah. Well, I'm glad Dad wasn't here to see that. I tell you, years ago I heard about this festival through my good friend Betty Vornbrock, but this is the first time I've been able to make it. Sad to say, but I'm proud to be here today. Thank you. You know, when I was a kid, I was lucky if I got to see Dad at Christmas time. He was on the road so much, but I have indeed been blessed with some good mentors. Robin Kessinger, well, I met his brother in college, Dan, and then I met Robin, then I met Jenny, and they've been my number one life coaches, if you will. I don't know that I feel that. That's a scary thought right there. And so through Robin, I was exposed to Norman Blake. So I have a fondness for Norman Blake. So I think I'll do one of his songs for you, Billy Gray. Billy Gray rode into Gantry back in '83. There he did meet young Sarah McCrae. A wild rose of morning, that pale flower of dawning, herald of springtime and his young life that day. Sarah, she could not see the daylight of reality. In her young eyes, Billy bore not a flaw. Knowing not her chosen, one was a hired gun, wanted in Kansas City by the law. One day a tall lawman came riding across the Badlands, line to the north of New Mexico. He was over her to say he was looking for Bill Gray, a ruthless man and a dangerous outlaw. He fled towards the old church there on the outskirts, thinking that he'd climb to that old steeple bell. But a rifle ball came flying, face down he lay dying, there in the dust of the road where he fell. Sarah, she ran to him, just cursing the lawman, accepting no reason, knowing he was killed. Sarah, she still lives in that same old white framed house where she first met Billy some 40 years ago. The wild rose of morning has faded with the dawning of each day of sorrow, long years of sorrow. There is a tombstone out where the winds have long blown, 18 words to a passing world say. True love knows no season, no rhyme nor no reason, and justice is cold as a Granger County clay. True love knows no season, no rhyme nor no reason, and justice is cold as a Granger County clay. Thank you, thank you. Well, I'll try to fiddle a couple for you, or one anyhow. Let me get my fi-diddle-diddle. So Jenny asked me if I played that different. I said, no, I just forgot some of the words along the way. So we had to ad lib a little bit there. She fills in good though, doesn't she? That's why you should always surround yourself with musicians better than you, because they'll cover up your mistakes. Well, another one of my mentors was the son of the late, great Henry Reed. And I spent a lot of times in his front room. His wife, Marge, would put on a pot of coffee and have some kind of delectables. And we'd sit around there for hours, and he'd teach us these old tunes that his dad played. So I'm going to do one here for you he called Someone's Getting It Where the Chicken Got the Axe. Thank you. Do I have time for one more? Okay. So this is one of my favorite tunes I learned off of Jim. He called it Kitchen Girl, but being the politically correct and socially conscious individual that I am, I've retitled this tune. I call it Food Area Preparation Person. Thank you.
Thanks, Roy. Up next, we have another Fraley mainstay, Andrew Bevan. Yeah. Andrew is another fine fiddler that I learned from JP since he was a little boy. He's played on the stage for probably since early '90s, probably mid '90s. Yeah. How long have you been performing on this stage? Yeah, 1990. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's great. Andrew is from Wilmington, Clinton County, Ohio. Yeah, Andrew's probably like about 10 minutes from door to door. So please welcome Andrew Bevan.
Thing. I thought I'd play some songs that I don't know. I don't get to play these that often, so we'll see what happens. Some fun tunes. Step a little farther. Can you hear me? All right. Let's see if that'll fall over the top. There we go. That'll work. All right. This song was written by a gentleman named Dick Albin. It's one of my favorites. Kind of a funny song. It's a little long, so I had to have words here. But just in case, I tend to forget halfway through. But we'll see what happens. We were swinging from a vine with some good old friends of mine down at the swimming hole one hot July. We were feeling mighty free, had our clothes hung on a tree to go skinny dipping, Jim and Ted and I. When we heard some voices rising, and here come a big baptizing to invade the little stream in which we swam. We could hear old Sister Brewster squawking like a banny rooster. Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? It was too late to reach the bushes to hide our little tushes, so we swam up in the crest up in the spring that feeds our swimming pool. It was a little more than cool, but we ducked down there to watch 'em praise and sing. There was fat old preacher Schrock heading up his little flock, and 3 girls in long white dresses stood apart. There was Sue and Pam Adair, and wearing daisies in her hair was Charlene Brown, the secret longing of my heart. Jimmy let some bubbles rise and grinned when Teddy crossed his eyes. I said, straighten up, you guys are in a jam. While on the bank, old Sister Kid was chirping like a katydid. Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Sitting on some cypress roots, Preacher Schrock took off his boots, rolled his sleeves up, pulled the glasses off his beak, took the wallet from his pocket, motioned to his wife to watch it, and led the girls way deep out in the creek. Trapped air ballooned their dresses out around them in the cresses. Us boys laid low to see what we would see, while on the bank old Deacon Prater bellered like a big bull gator. Rock of Ages led behind myself and thee. Now our lips was turning blue, there was nothing we could do. I think we thought that we'd been caught committing sin. Our teeth began to chatter, and some parts that really mattered we wondered if we'd ever find again. Jimmy caused our blood to curdle when he whispered, snapping turtles like to hang out in this weedy kind of stuff. 6 and 2nd circumspect desire our manhood to protect, but to sow the seed of fear he'd said enough. Just then a bluegill took a nip out of Teddy's lower hip, and that poor boy went to pieces and hollered out, oh Jesus! And the preacher cried, amen! As we ducked him down again the snow and saw as things was getting wild out there. They begun to speak in tongues, we about burst Teddy's lungs before we let him up again for air. The preacher reached out for Charlene, the sweetest gal I'd ever seen, and clapped a folded handkerchief across her nose. With a shout he ducked her under while I gaped in dread and wonder, but my heart stood still the moment she arose. That white dress looked fantastic, clinging just like shrink wrap plastic. What cold water did, I hardly could believe. While on the bank the congregation joined in disharmonization, we shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Hallelujah, they were shouting, and the fevered pitch was mounting as a strange awareness caused my heart to thump. Turning round to my surprise, I caught sight of beady eyes, and there behind us, coiled around a stump, it was the biggest water moccasin. No amount of antitoxin could have saved the life of anything it bit. Jimmy jumped and hollered, snake! Teddy left us in his wake. There was nothing left for us to do but split. Now some say we walked on water, I just know the preacher's daughter passed out cold when we streaked upon the shore. Her father used vocabulary they don't teach in seminary. Women screamed and men drove vengeance on us all. They called the sheriff and protested, and we all 3 got arrested. Charlene never spoke to me after that day, but through it all, old Deacon Deacon Bingham blindly, deafly kept on singing, away, oh glory, I'll fly away. Thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, I think I'll do another song by the same group. It's a husband and wife couple at the time, and he wrote that one, and she wrote another one. It's a bit of a ballad, I guess. Somewhat true. Not all of it, but I don't think. But they wrote funny songs, so I like them. So that's right. Andy Pruitt's luck was never what you called real good. He had a hard time getting by, it seemed. But he worked and got his house fixed up and finally thought he could afford the motorcycle of his dreams. So he went and picked a bike out down at Sonny's chopper shop. I gotta warn you, son, he said, as Andy climbed on top. Never turn the key while it's in gear, which Andy had to do. And straight through the showroom window, he and that new Honda flew. Oh, the pain that Andy went through when he went through the pain. He was sliced and diced and crinkle cut. The blood ran down like rain. They scraped him up and carted him off to emergency, where the folks in white all gathered round and held a quilt and beat. The boys brought Andy home all bandaged up from head to toe. His wife just shook her head and said, "What now?" And she found the bike where Sonny parked it on the patio. "This sucker act me up, I'll show you how." And now, Dee Dee, when you start this thing, make sure it ain't in gear. He kicked it over once to show how it could buck and rear. And that bike drug Andy through his brand new plate glass sliding door. Wrecked the din, flipped over, spilled the gas tank on the floor. Oh, the pain that Andy went through when he went through the pain. He was sliced and diced and crinkle cut. The blood ran down like rain. They scraped him up and carted him off to emergency, where the folks in white all gathered round for another quilt and bead. With more stitches in his hide than Betsy Ross had ever sewn, he got back home, he felt like one big ache. He staggered to the bathroom and he's down upon the throne and lit a cigarette, a bad mistake. For unbeknownst to that poor Darvon-headed shredded man, Dee Dee mopped up all that gasoline and dumped it in the can. He chucked the match between his legs, a singeing fireball blew Andy off the toilet seat and through the shower stall. Oh, the pain that Andy went through when he went through the pain. He was sliced and diced and crinkle cut. The blood ran down like rain. They scraped him up and carted him off to emergency, where the folks in white all gathered round for another quilt and bead. Andy woke the next day, $800 in the hole. For that busted glass, his busted ass, new pipes and bathroom mold. His motorcycle fantasy he never did complete. He sold the bike he never rode for more than 15 feet. So do one more. This was also written by Dick and Ann. I think Ann wrote this one mainly. This one is really about another music festival, and partly this music festival, really. There were two kind of similar there for several years. This one, the Fraley Festival, and then one that ran for a shorter number of years called Mountain Memories. And a lot of the same musicians would come to the same one. So this song was written about that, but I think it applies equally well to this festival as well. From the hills of East Kentucky, my heart holds forever dear. Comes the sound of string band music, distant now but still so clear. Though the years have brought their changes, those strains will ever please as they echo in my mountain memories. Mountain memories rising from the misty valleys of my mind. Mountain memories, though I roam this wide world over, I can't leave those mountain memories behind. When the winds of March are blowing, I'll fly back there in the breeze on the wings of my sweet mountain memories. I hear Lily Mae's White Lady ringing like a silver bell. I see people's faces smiling at the story she would tell. And there's Aunt Dean sweet singing with young Gabe upon her knees. They're all there in my mountain memories. And there's old Hubert Rogers with the dulcimer he made, picking out those old-time tunes and singing as he played. Though Hubert's voice is still now, his grave grows green, but he's still singing in my mountain memories. Mountain memories rising from the misty valleys of my mind. Mountain memories, though I'll roam this wide road over, I can't leave those mountain memories behind. When the winds of March are blowing, I'll fly back there in the breeze on the wings of my sweet mountain memories. It's the youngins' lilt and laughter as they play their endless game. It's the women's nimble fingers stitching at the quilting frame. It's wood chips round a carver's feet, a pot of black-eyed peas, sights and sounds and smells, all mountain memories. It's the full moon softly shining on the winter's last night's snow. Friends around the supper table in the firelight's warm glow. All my life they will go with me, such treasured scenes as these. They're part of me, they're my mountain memories. Mountain memories rising from the misty valleys of my mind. Mountain memories, though I roam this wide road over, I can't leave those mountain memories behind. When the winds of March are blowing, I'll fly back there in the breeze on the wings of my sweet mountain memories. On the wings of my sweet mountain memories. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. I haven't heard that tune in a long time. Long time. I guess that's it.
I'd say that's it. I'd say that's it. I'd say that's it. That's it. That's it. Thank you very much. Thanks to Todd Wilson for being his first night of being an MC. I think he did a great job. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who played.